We're live, buddy.
Okay. Wonderful.
Isn't it though?
It is.
I was saving this for that. You gonna do the power on?
There it is. Look at that. Fucking CRT still going strong in 2024.
It was great that
Since
the
2020.
first thing that it had me doing was taking the drink. Like,
Yay. It's alright.
you know,
It's all fine.
we should definitely do one of these where it's just karaoke.
Wouldn't that be something?
It would be something. I don't. I know.
Absolutely something.
I know you wouldn't enjoy it. I would thoroughly enjoy it.
I know you would.
Yeah, it'd be a good time.
I'm sure people would want to see me actually do a karaoke stream.
I would. I think it would be
Which is why
fun.
it'll probably never happen.
Oh,
not
wow.
specifically because of you. Just,
Wow.
Just because it's me, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. It's you, and when it's you,
People would want to see me do something that I never do, right?
sure.
You know, and it's either gonna be karaoke or butt stuff.
All right. That's-
That's gonna be like their choices, right? Neither are gonna happen because they're both the same to me.
Why is that your choices? Why is that your automatic go-to? There's two things that they can choose from, and you're like karaoke or butt stuff.
No, those are just the only two things that they will offer up as choices.
Who are these
I know
people? Who are these
My
people?
viewers.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they're not here because they like me,
Oh my god.
right?
That is aggressive.
Yo, what up, laid back noodle? You're here early.
Yeah, he's like,
Back, not
he-
idle.
he's like coming in. He's like,
Welcome.
I want to put this out there. I would not ask for butt stuff or karaoke.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Do you?
I love that.
I'm
I
glad.
appreciate you being here.
Just in time for the butt stuff. All right.
Just in time. Well, welcome everybody to another exciting week of insert name here.
I'm still working that
Uh,
out.
Yeah, we should. I don't know. What would you call something that you do regularly?
I mean, that's
Because, I mean, like, I'm such a creative, and I have nothing for this.
I know. No, here's the thing. We already had something for it. We already came up with the name, and then we dropped the ball and didn't like put something on it. That's the issue.
Well,
Well,
Mr. Producer,
hey, there's two here.
uh-huh.
It's not just me.
Who was the dude that approached the other dude like, hey, we need to do this?
Okay,
Come on.
that is me. That is that is. Look, I'm sorry, man. Like we talk all the time, and when we game all the time, we've heard people say we've got good chemistry on some of this shit, and I was like, we should be podcasting. We talk
Don't
about
they
wild.
usually follow that up with, why don't you kiss already or something like that? Aren't they trying to haze us when they say that kind of stuff?
Okay, I just about spit
Are
that
they being
everywhere.
genuine?
I would hope so. I would hope so. I know you
On
guys
the
can't.
internet?
Yeah.
You really think people are being genuine?
By the way, I'm petting my dog. I'm not doing anything weird.
Uh-huh,
She's just not in frame.
It's fine, buddy. Totally fine.
She's feeling needy right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. Well, I'm glad to see that you're here and you have your internet and your electricity, and that I do, and that anybody viewing us still does, and that the entire Earth was not completely wiped out and leveled by a 10 millimeter wave solar flare.
Oof. Yep. Everybody was like, "Ooh, I can see the northern lights in Tennessee," and it's like there's a reason why, and you guys are celebrating the positive. God bless you.
Yeah.
But I mean, at what point does the atmosphere just light up, and then it's all nice and pretty for 20 seconds before we all lose all oxygen and just die?
It is just a beautiful reminder that the universe and nature are constantly trying to blast you with cosmic death rays.
Well, yeah, that's
Like, you don't stand a chance against everything. So you know what? Have fun.
Do whatever you
Fight
want.
it as
There are
hard
no
as you
rules.
want if you feel like it, but just fucking do what you want.
There are no rules. Do whatever you want.
Go out there, fucking don't pay child support, eat ass, get arrested once or twice, maybe do some time, like get some real life experience under your belt, and just fucking wing it. I'll go ham.
Yeah. But like I said, at least you got to see the Northern Lights down south, right?
At least it was pretty. Yeah.
People
I
are,
didn't see him. I was inside.
yeah, those were outside. You did have to go outside to see them.
I did see like some amazing pictures from friends and family. I have a cousin that lives a little ways north of me, up in Kentucky. Just some awesome like pinks and colors and stuff. I'm assuming I don't see pink that well and whatnot, but
Yeah.
And then I had another friend who she was actually in a plane. She was flying over
No, fuck,
Minnesota.
fuck that. They even said electronics and phone signals could go down. And she's like, "Let me get on a plane, bro."
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, hey, the FAA was cool with it.
Yeah.
They're the ones that put shit in the sky over our heads. If they allowed it, it's on them, not her, right?
I guess.
But I mean, that was a really cool angle, seeing like the aurora like from like an airplane window.
Yeah.
It was actually kind of awesome.
I mean,
Still
Yep.
terrifying.
can only do it once. I mean, well, that's not true. We'll just have to wait until the next solar flare.
Yeah.
That one, I'm
They
sure it's
happen
going to
all
be
the
bigger.
time, honestly. There's just we don't have them that size very often, you know.
Yeah. I can't tell if like anything happened with my phone. I'm not gonna lie, because I wasn't really paying attention.
No, nothing happened with your phone.
Yeah, I think I was watching Fargo, so
Nice.
nothing happened with that. Billy Bob Thornton is really nice and creepy in that show.
Yeah. The show, not the movie. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. No, I'm on the show. I'm on season one.
See, I'm sitting here thinking like, oh yeah, William H Macy's fucking a legend. Yeah.
It's been a while since I've seen that. I also, well, no, I don't want to put that out there. I'm just gonna get ridiculed. But there's
By me, I'm the only person here.
yeah, it's just you. Just
At least you're aware that. Is it?
just you and the internet.
Yeah. I'm the only person you'd have to hear it from right away, immediately.
It's just I just thought about like how funny that is to like catch someone off guard and be like, dude, it's not a big deal. Just tell me. It's just me and the internet. You know, like
Nobody on the internet judges anybody meaningfully.
yeah, ever.
I mean, who even is Drake?
Oh man. Oh man.
Wop.
Yeah.
Drake, fuck what?
Yeah. Woo.
Fucking. Yo, have you seen the shit? Like somebody. All right, so obviously
Yeah.
Kendrick Lamar has like a mole, a source, if you will, right?
Yeah.
There was a Reddit post of a Twitter post, which is now an X post,
Jesus.
because Twitter is X and everybody just calls it Twitter. But I need to try to train myself out of respect for Elon Musk.
Sure.
This
Hey.
dude
What's up, laid back?
literally has the receipts for everything.
What do you mean?
The receipts, the physical, this is what he paid for this shit receipts.
Oh no. Oh
It's
no.
got prescription pill bottles. It's got jewelry receipts. It's got clothes and shit.
What?
And then like in one of the most like fucking gangster moves ever, this person who's showing off all of this proof of everything that's been talked about that Drake has done, then like turns the camera and pans over to the New York City skyline. And people that like know that area and like know where he's looking from are like, "Oh, yo, that's from the apartment building that Kendrick owns a fucking unit in. Like that's where he's obviously keeping this person holed up at."
Oh wow.
And so it's like the most gangster fucking thing ever. Like, here's the proof, now come and do something about it.
Yikes. That's a
Because what the fuck is Drake gonna do, right?
make another
Get
diss
fucked in the
track.
ass?
Well,
Suck a dick?
probably that too. That Instagram live that he was on where he had that photo and he was like,
Embarrassing.
whoopsie, that was embarrassing. I was like, yo, that was a dick.
That
You,
was a dick in your mouth.
that
dude.
was,
That looked like spackle on your ear.
yeah, it was.
What the fuck is going on?
Why are you so glossy in that photo?
It shouldn't be that way.
I mean, it can be if that's what you're into, I guess, but don't be.
Why would anybody
Yeah.
on a fucking live broadcast offer to put their phone's photo reel? Because even if you're not like sending random like dick pics or shit to people, you can't tell me that you've never had like a, oh god, is that like a zit or a mole or something where you like,
Oh, dude, I just did that.
the time,
I just did
right?
that the other day. Oh man, yeah. And I was sending photos of something to somebody, and I was like, I saw that and I was like, that was close.
Oh, don't want to do that, right? Like, it is a it is a very useful tool. Why would you ever risk exposing like, is this a hemorrhoid or just like something I have itchy stuck there? Like, you know, like
Oh god.
you're like all rolled back on your fucking shoulders like Alexis Texas to get that angle, and it's like, oh god,
She's from Memphis, by the way.
I know it.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, keep it local.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
But it just, for that reason alone, I don't want anybody like grabbing my phone to look through my photos or anything. Like that.
Absolutely not. No.
If I'm gonna show somebody a photo, I don't even want them like looking over my shoulder.
Yeah,
to
don't-
see it as soon as possible. I'm like, no, you don't want this.
Don't swipe.
I don't mind.
We don't swipe. You don't swipe.
You don't swipe.
No, you don't know. I don't know what's next. Like, why would I let you just have free reign here?
If I'm gonna show somebody a picture on my phone, I'm gonna set it as my lock screen and lock my phone and hand it to them.
Wow. Now you got
That is
some.
the safest way to do it.
You got some shit, man. That's
That is the only safe way to share a photo with somebody in this day and age. Because it used to be like everybody, I don't have an Android, I don't fucking use an iPhone. What the fuck is this Google Pixel shit? I don't know how do I even get back to the home screen? Nobody has that problem anymore.
yeah.
Everybody is
Everybody
completely
knows.
cross-trained, and it's all been made so similar. Like, no. Put that shit as your lock screen. Hand it to somebody. Take it back as quick as you can. Because you don't know what push notification is going to pop up on your phone next either.
Can't believe that Camel's doing that on the highway, and you're like, what kind of conversations are you having?
Or, it might be like, your insertable vibrator's battery is low. You just never know what it's going to say.
Oh man. Oh man.
You just never know. I'm sorry. I apologize to everyone.
Oh my god.
All two of you.
Yeah.
Me and you, I think it is. Yeah, it's fine.
Laid back came over here to see both sides, I guess.
Yeah, well,
Cheers to you,
you're
sir.
not just a tiny little dude in the screen over on that channel. So
That's right. I'm. It's me, then you, then me again, in a smaller format. It's really cool.
It's us all the way down.
I can kind of do the wave. I can do the wave. Yeah. Hold on. I'll tell you. All right, go. Oh, there's a slight delay. All right, go. Yeah. All right.
And somewhere down into like the minuscule infinity that is still continuing through that feed, we're still doing it. Forever.
Forever and ever and ever, and
There will always be a smaller instance of the wave.
that is probably the literal definition of hell. Just being
Maybe, I don't know.
being forced to do the wave for all of eternity.
There are worse things to be forced to do forever. And look at Sisyphus, for example.
You want me to do what with my fist?
You have to assume that Sisyphus is happy pushing the boulder up the hill for eternity.
Oh yeah.
He's he has purpose in that.
So who do you think has it worse, Sisyphus or Atlas?
Atlas.
Because he's got the whole world in his
Sisyphus
hands.
gets a change of pace.
Yeah.
Like he gets to, it's rolling back down the hill. I gotta go get it.
Yeah.
Scenery's changing. Whatever.
Atlas is just holding that bitch
interestingly
up.
enough, the Itsy Bitsy Spider is just Sisyphus for children.
What? There's apparently some darker. Hold on. There's actually some darker lyrics to the Itsy Bitsy Spider, and I heard this. I can't remember where I heard this now, but there's actually like some like other verses to the Itsy Bitsy Spider.
Those are probably like fan made, right?
Well, because it was, it's something from an older thing, right? Like when was the Itsy Bitsy Spider like made?
Well, again, it's Sisyphus for children. The Itsy Bitsy Spider climbed up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. And the Itsy Bitsy Spider climbed up the spout again. Then, right, the Itsy Bitsy Spider climbed up the kitchen wall. Swoosh went the fan and made the spider fall. Off went the fan. No longer did it blow. So the Itsy Bitsy Spider back up the wall.
Whoa! Why is it saying Incy Wincy Spider instead of Itsy Bitsy?
Because some people are stupid.
Yeah, what the fuck is that about?
Mm-hmm.
That's not okay. Is that another one of those Mandela effects? Because it's never.
I think it's just a regional dialect thing. Probably New Englanders, instead of saying itsy bitsy, say eensy weensy.
Oh. Yeah, I don't like it.
But I mean, it's not really dark. It's literally just the story of Sisyphus for children. You try to do something, you fail, you get up and you do it again. You don't stop doing it.
Can't stop, won't stop. Literally.
You find purpose in the monotony and the repetition of it. That's just like the meaning of life. Did I tell you that I learned the meaning of life?
Is it 34?
No.
It's 14.
No. There is an actual meaning to life. There is something that you are supposed to do with your life.
Okay, go on.
Search for purpose.
So the whole point is searching. It's hide and go seek for enlightenment.
It is finding what you're supposed to do. What makes your heart leap? What makes you wake up in the morning with vim and vigor to go fuck the rest of the day? That is the meaning of life. Keep yourself in motion. Keep yourself moving forward. Make progress. Humanity and society only advances when people are doing shit. The purpose of life, the meaning of life,
Hakuna
is to
Matata.
find purpose and meaning. That's it. Simple as. I'm sorry if that's a spoiler for everybody that's been like, oh, it's gotta get better than this. It doesn't until you make it better than this.
He was blind the whole time, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Every time.
Yeah.
The whole time. Forever. You know what I miss?
Oh, go on.
24-hour Walmart.
Dude, that was a vibe, man. That was a vibe.
Well, I was just sitting here thinking, I'm drinking my last soda. I'm gonna have to go get some more. And it's not gonna be open by the time I feel like going out to get any.
You have DoorDash. You got Uber, you got all that.
You think I'm gonna fucking pay somebody $12 to bring me that shit?
If you can't go now.
Absolutely not.
Because you're not going to pick it up at a gas station because it's going to be more expensive. It's going to be the same thing. Plus the gas to go and get it.
Right, I'm just gonna drink water for the rest of the fucking night, you insane criminal. What the fuck?
Wow.
Why would I hand over money just for somebody to bring me shit?
Well, that's...
I should be able to get 24 hours because we don't have fucking pandemic lockdown, regulations right now.
That's the power of convenience, man.
Society, if this is a corporate fucking America, then how much did Uber have to pay off the fucking Waltons to say, hey, stop being open 24/7? We really want to make people feel like a sense of urgency, so they have to use our service to get shit to them by the time they're home.
You think that's what COVID was all about?
Absolutely. Dude, look at the fucking price of everything since COVID happened and since all of the fucking, regulations and restrictions have been fucking, completely abolished at this point. It's done. Even in the fucking densely populated, Asian countries, you don't have any of this kind of shit fucking them up anymore.
Yeah.
It's insane. Completely insane that
Well,
we still deal with this.
They definitely did a one over on everybody. I mean, and it's something that's going to be felt pretty much going forward because prices never go that much down, right? They stable.
Never.
They
Yeah,
stabilize.
No, they never go down. They'll pull back to a previous level, but they'll never go down.
Yeah, like gone are the days of like, using $20 and getting a full tank of gas.
Never gonna happen again.
That was those were the days, man.
Not until we're using water as a fuel source, and even then,
they keep killing the people that come up with those.
That's because hydrolytic conversion is not really efficient enough yet to make that shit work. It's not like big oil. Honestly, big oil fucked like the hemp industry. Big paper and big oil fucked the hemp industry. Henry Ford wanted.
It was big paper that
run on hemp seed oil.
Yeah, it was big paper that fucked over the hemp industry.
Yeah,
Cannabis and hemp.
It was big oil too because Henry Ford developed a car that could run on hemp seed oil.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then they were like, "Nah, man, it's illegal because it looks like pot. It has 0.3 THC, 0.13."
A bunch of jazz musicians running all over the country. Fuck that. I don't care how many of the founding fathers said grow that shit everywhere. We're not doing it.
I mean, and actually grew it. Yeah.
And actually grew it and fucking used it and smoked it and came up with the fucking best constitution on the planet that's lasted longer than almost any other. Like France revises their shit like every 60 years because their governments just collapse on whatever they fucking build it up on, right? Here we are.
Well, that's because they give up anytime things get difficult.
Sure.
I mean, vive la France.
No. No, let's just
I'd rather let's not even say we did. Yeah.
We don't have to do that.
Speaking of conspiracies, man, I don't know. Like we mentioned this, we've had conversations about this, but I don't think we talked about it on the podcast yet. Is Boeing just being ballsy and pretending like people don't understand how murder works? Like they just killed their second witness. The first witness was what was it? A suicide by like 5 shots to the back of the head. This guy's suddenly fully healthy, testifies, and they're like, "Cool, we're gonna come back for tomorrow. We'll do the rest of the testimony." And suddenly, this guy who's perfectly healthy, hasn't had any, doesn't have any heart doesn't have any heart conditions, like genetically, like in his family, suddenly has a heart attack. And like here's the thing that's wild to me. We've talked about it, and we've been like, "Yo, this is crazy," and everybody is, but nobody's doing anything about it. Not one person is like, "Yo."
Because first you have to be able to prove it, right?
Yeah, immediately go to Boeing and be like, "Hey, that's the second one in the matter of months, not years." Months.
Which obviously, launches an investigation, but until something is found through the investigation, nothing can be done. So until we figure out, exactly how they're, pulling these things off, until we have a trail to follow, nothing's gonna happen.
Are these people not
money to keep that from?
Are these people not in witness protection when they're going to do this? Like that's wild to me. Hey, I'm gonna. Boeing makes the freaking president's airplanes. Like,
who's in charge of witness protection? Who's in charge of WITSEC?
Yeah, no, I know where you're going with this. Yeah, and I apologize if you can hear my dog in the background.
I can't.
Okay, good. She's talking to me.
That's all right.
I know. I'm sorry. Yeah, she doesn't like when I'm talking and not talking to her.
Yeah, I get it. But yeah, no, they've got enough money to have the control that's never going to happen, right? Because Boeing is like the #1 manufacturer and distributor of aircraft on the fucking planet.
Yep.
Virtually every supply line that we have globally is limited by the number of aircraft that can be manufactured and produced and sold every year.
Yeah.
Like that is a hotly contended thing between FedEx, UPS, Amazon, like all of these major shipping, industry giants, they're all competing over that shit.
Yeah.
So now we're gonna go ahead and just take the biggest one out of the fucking loop because they're murdering people and doing a hack job building their shit.
Yes.
we should.
Yes.
Obviously.
Yes.
We should. But think of the shareholders.
Yeah. Think of the shareholders. Where's real life Punisher when you need him?
I'm still stewing. Don't worry. I'm getting closer.
Oh, someone talking about you going tilt already?
No.
Hmm.
No, I'm answering you.
Oh yeah. No, oh Jesus Christ! Hey, no. No. You don't have cancer. I don't have cancer. That's not how this game works. That's not how this works.
But something's got to be done.
Yeah, something does have to be done. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying one of us to that end, one of us has to hit the lotto. Like we got to have the backing.
Not necessarily.
Yes, necessarily. Otherwise, you know.
Nah, you just snowball it.
What do you, go on?
Right. Yeah, you just hit the ground running, right? If it's time to eat the rich,
Hmm.
you go for the weak rich first. Take what they got. Use those assets to build a stronger rich.
So you're saying like Purple Man it. Like
Yeah,
okay.
100%.
Yeah.
That's
Or do what that one lady did. What was that? Was it in South America? Where that lady brought in her dead uncle to have him sign over all of her assets.
Brazil or Argentina, yeah.
Yeah.
No. You wouldn't do it that way. I mean, just you just think in your mind. Do you know anybody that's wealthy, has a lot of money, has a lot of guns, and is trustworthy enough to be taken advantage of and like just disposed of?
I'm not answering that.
do.
I'm not answering that question. I'm not answering that
Nobody,
question.
Nobody's gonna truthfully answer that question.
Sure.
Because obviously that's you're gonna. There's an implication there, and there's premeditation or something like that, right? But if you really get down to it, everybody knows somebody like that. That's where you start, folks. That's where you start. It's the same concept as make a difference in your community, right? If you want to make the world a better place, start local.
Mm.
Get involved in your city council, your local government, whatever, committees or shit you got going on there, where you can, make that difference. Start local. It's time to eat the rich.
This is completely unrelated, but you realize the laid back. His name is laid back, not idle, not laid back noodle.
Yeah, no, I know.
Okay.
Yeah, I just said it funny because it looked funny.
Well, you said it, and then I didn't even second guess it. Like I saw him pop up, and I was like, "Hey, what's going on, man?"
No, I corrected myself after I said it. I don't know why I said that. But it's what popped out. It's a laid back noodle.
It's just.
But that's the mental image I get there because think about it. Think about a piece of spaghetti, right? It's so uptight, so strict until you get to lay back, and then it's just like, it's all good, babe.
Oh.
Yeah, roll me in that sauce. Slurp me down. It's a laid back noodle. I don't chew pasta. I just swallow it whole.
My God.
It's lubricated. It goes right down.
You're so tense. So is spaghetti until it gets wet.
Well, people are all about when they eat food, they want to have a good mouth feel. They want that good texture, right?
See, when you say that, I'm thinking about wine or like liquor, in my head.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's
you say
mouthfeel, right?
You say mouthfeel. That's literally in the W set. Is like mouthfeel.
Yeah, because that's,
texture.
You're using your mouth to sense this. You do the same thing with food, right?
Sure.
I'm all about the throat feel. How does it feel going down?
Right? I don't.
I want.
No.
I want to feel full but not uncomfortable. Ladies, you understand, right?
Oh.
So I don't chew my pasta. I want to have a nice good just clump of it just sliding right down the gullet. Feel it splash into my belly.
Oh.
Do you ever swallow food and you can feel it splash into your stomach?
No,
You feel the heavy drop.
I will say though, whenever I'm like hungover, that first glass of water that I have, I can literally feel my body absorbing the water. Like
one of those fish that can dry itself out completely.
Yeah, like it's just like I don't know how to describe it. I can just feel it. It's like like my energy level just it's wild.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's
He says as he takes another drink of Another drink of beer. Yeah.
That's what your body does. It absorbs shit. You're mostly water, and so when you dehydrate, osmosis probably can be felt.
It's pretty great. It's pretty great.
Great. That's not bad.
So, I want to, since we're talking about some mind blowing stuff, I've been watching the 2002's He-Man's Masters of the Universe. Do you remember that one? It was on. It was on Cartoon Network. Was it on Cartoon Network or I think it was on Cartoon Network, not Nickelodeon. But I never got to watch them concurrently because they just it was its own thing back then, and I wasn't really one for schedules except for Toonami.
Yeah.
And so I've watched through the 2 seasons they have on Amazon Prime, and I found out something that blew my mind. Absolutely shattered my what I thought I knew about He-Man. So He-Man, when he takes the sword and he says, "By the power of Grayskull," and Grayskull being the castle, and it lights up and it shoots him the power, and he says, "I have the power." Grayskull is not the castle. Grayskull is his ancestor, Grayskull, who was basically He-Man.
Castle Grayskull is Grayskull's castle.
Yes. And so in Grayskull's final moments, he put all of his power into the sword.
To the sword, yeah.
And said, "I shall be a part of the power that you guys will draw upon going forward. Use my power, to protect Eternium or Eternios." And then he died.
Yeah.
That blew my mind. I was like, I thought the power was in Grayskull. Like, I thought that was just the name of the castle, and I always thought it was weird. First off, too, that Eternium or Eternios, whichever one they want to call it, because it goes back and forth, is like, it's kind of like an 80s movie. It's a savage wasteland where everybody's muscle bound and barbaric, but then super technology, hyper advanced, and then there's just out of all of these nice castles and streets and villages, there's just this castle with a giant skull on it, over the abyss that harbors this power. And
seems like a really benevolent guy, right?
He was.
Yeah, I'm just but what a guy, right? The Gray Skull.
Yeah, Gray Skull. Yeah, it blew my mind. I saw that and I was like, "There's no fucking way this has been a guy's name this entire time."
And now they've got the Green Skull, which is the bad guy.
Green Skull.
Skeletor.
Oh yeah. He was Calator before he melted his face off. He was like a dark elf.
Yeah.
And then
now he's Green Skull.
He melted his face off, which was wild, and used power from another big bad that was actually the big bad during Grayskull's time. And his name was Hakaroth. Yeah, and he got banished to one of 5 different forbidden dimensions that are in the He-Man continuity. It's wild.
Crazy, right?
I just started the Kevin Smith's He-Man. I already know, already first episode, I'm like, oh, this is going to be some garbage. The graphics are good. It is a little brutal. Because there's already one person that's been mercilessly brutally killed, and I was like, "Yo, this is a different He-Man. This is a different He-Man show." But I was just I've already seen 2 episodes, and I can see why everybody was pissed. I'll say that.
Sure.
I'll say that. That's my nerd rant for He-Man.
That's fair. Good rant.
Hmm.
Great job. Well done. Perfect execution. Honestly, IMO.
Who do you who do you think would win in a fight between He-Man and Hercules from the Marvel universe, not DC?
I'd give it to He-Man.
You would?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would too, strictly because I did some digging. Did you know that He-Man threw mountains, plural?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That what like I read that and I was like, that must be like a misprint. I was like reading through it, it's like, no, he picked up mountains and threw them. And I was like, that can't be right. The only person that we've seen do anything like that has been Superman, Magneto, if it's magnetic, obviously, the Hulk, and maybe Sentry or Hyperion.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know, but I didn't realize quite how strong He-Man was.
I have like a different reason for scaling it and giving it that answer.
Why is that?
Let me pull up my client here. I don't have to play the whole thing. You'll get it once you see it. Where's my fucking? Hey, come on, Chrome. Chrome, come on, Chrome. There we go.
Are you doing a video? Yeah, okay. Fabulous secret powers. Oh my god. Oh, you're not... Your sound's muted because you're not sharing your screen? Yeah. You're not sharing your screen, so we can't hear it on this side.
Yeah, you don't need to hear it.
I already know what it is. I know what it is.
Get the copyright strike for it. We're
Yeah,
fine. You know what it is.
I know what it is. I was like, fabulous powers. I was like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I cry. Oh my God, do I cry?
That's why He-Man wins.
What? Is it Ironjaw that like sings with him in that one? Yeah, because he's like holding him up. And he's like struggling.
Yeah.
During that part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's it's Beastmaster, isn't it?
It is. Is it Beastmaster? Yeah. And I cry.
Praise every single day.
Praise every single day.
I don't like feeling good. I like feeling evil.
I don't want to feel good. Yeah, Mark Hamill does Skeletor's voice in Kevin Smith's version, and I gotta say, after watching the 2002 version, I did like that higher pitch, and I miss it. I do miss it. It's not the same.
Did you hear the fortunate news about the fortunate news regarding one Mr. Mark Hamill?
No.
He is once again reprising his role as the Clown Prince of Crime.
Really? He said he wasn't going to do it after Kevin Conroy died because he was like, there's no point.
He's doing it for Multiverses.
Multiverses is what do you mean?
Multiverses is like the it's like Smash but with cartoon characters.
Oh, it's a video game.
It's a video game.
I got
they're
excited.
Adding the Joker to the game. Hey, it's still a great opportunity to get quips and one-liners from Mark Hamill as
His laugh is iconic, man.
He
There's
is
no
so
one
good
else.
for it.
There's no one else, and there's several people that have done it, and they do good. There are other people that have done Joker, and they've done him justice. I'm not gonna say that they haven't,
Sure.
but there's no one that does the laugh and gets that pitch the way he does, like ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah, no, it's one of a kind.
Um,
Top tier.
it was really sad when Kevin Conroy died. I mean, aside from the fact that he died, like Mark Hamill was just like, there's no
Yeah,
point.
it's not the same. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, I mean, he truly was the Joker. He's like, even in the Dark Knight, the comic and the movies for that matter.
Yep.
When Batman stops going out, Joker kind of
stops showing
dies. Yeah, he just dies.
There's no reason.
He just goes catatonic, and he's just like, nope.
Because if there's no setup for the punchline, it's not worth it. There's no point.
Yeah, he could have taken over Gotham. He could have done anything.
But that was never why he did what he did.
Nope.
It was because Batman was a joke, so Joker was gonna tell it.
It was a game.
Yeah. The joke is that the biggest criminal, the most powerful criminal in Gotham, is going around beating up other criminals.
Yeah. Mentally challenged, like people with schizophrenia and stuff, and he's like, vengeance.
Oh, thank Mark James. Appreciate it. Yeah, I absolutely will. I'll be checking that out, man. Yeah, things have been a little crazy over here, but I will for sure check that out. Thanks, man.
I'm trying to save my wife who has a genetic disease, and he's like, I'm gonna beat you up, nerd. It's just like, god damn. And it was like brutal beatings too. Like the shows were amazing, but like they're nothing like the comic books. Like he beat people within an inch of their fucking life.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I mean that's just what you got to do.
I'd like to see a Batman in 2024, like some old school Batman.
It'd be fine.
Yeah.
You know what I would like to watch would be the fall of Batman. I want to see the Batman saga leading up to Batman Beyond.
What do you think he would do for people marching? When they're like smashing like Starbucks windows and stuff.
No. I got a better one. Batman's in a hurry to go save somebody from a horrible situation where the Penguin is about to just kill a bunch of wealthy people.
Sure.
For some stupid reason, right?
Okay.
And he's speeding there to the Arctic Club or whatever it is that they're fucking doing this gala at. And he's in the Batmobile. And he's
Good call out, Arctic Club. Yeah.
Yeah, just fucking super zooming to get there. And, shit. Fucking line of protesters in the street. Shit.
Ooh.
Shit. They're protesting something that's going on not here in Gotham and has no bearing on anything that is actually going to affect what's happening with this immediate emergency. Does Batman stop for the protesters?
No, I think it goes Batmobile, deploy gas canisters.
Deploy beanbag Gatling.
Yeah, it's just
That's I think we need to start like posing
he comes out
conundrums for Batman.
He comes out from the Polar Club after actually like stopping the whole thing, and there's people on top of the Batmobile jumping up and down on it trying to flip it over
because he ran through a fucking protest line.
They've got Antifa like masks on and stuff. They're like, "Hey, don't you touch her! Don't you touch her!" He's just like,
oh, man.
You just see him do the squint with the wide eyes. He just squints.
I think there's a lot of ethical conundrums that can be posed to both Batman and Bruce Wayne to really figure out like what kind of hero he is. For example, would Bruce Wayne return a shopping cart? Cart return?
No, I think he'd pay somebody to.
You think he'd make Alfred do it?
See, here's the thing.
He'd have his geriatric
because
babysitter do it.
maybe because geriatric dude, bro, Alfred beat the shit out of Superman when when Batman died.
That doesn't make him not an old fuck.
He beat the shit out of Superman. So you don't
Sure, but he's
you don't get to do that. You don't get to come in here and hurt my family. And you're like, Jesus Christ,
the point is, Alfred's been around for 80 years.
Yeah.
Are you gonna make him waste what precious little time he has left returning that fucking shopping cart?
But he's
cart return.
But he's also Bruce Wayne, and he has an image to uphold as Bruce Wayne. He's supposed to be a philanthropic playboy.
That doesn't mean he's got to be a piece of shit that doesn't return the shopping cart.
It's exactly what he's supposed to be. He's supposed to be
No,
throwing money at dumb shit.
Tony Stark wouldn't return the shopping cart until somebody goes, "You're not going to return that," and then he'd have like a fucking Iron Man glove just rocket from nowhere and push it back and be like, "Oh yeah, I was going to do that all the time," knowing full and well he wasn't going to. That's a Tony Stark move.
I could see Bruce Wayne throwing. I could see Bruce Wayne throwing $100 at some kid walking by and being like, "Can you take this back?" Or, "Hey kid, take this back."
What fucking version of Bruce Wayne are you sucking?
And that's what he does. He is. Yeah, dude. He's supposed to be. The image is, I'm a playboy that doesn't care about money and I don't care about anything. But he still finds like little ways to influence the goings on between his company and like, big events to where it looks like he doesn't care, but like he's making big moves for that event. And that's like canon through the shows, through the comics, through the movies. Like, he's always been like that. So the whole point.
So then Batman is, perusing the rooftops and sees a local grocer has a woman coming out trying to load groceries into her car, and her kid's sitting in the basket, and the basket starts to roll down towards a busy thoroughfare of traffic. Batman grappling swoops down to save the child from being hit, returning the child and cart with groceries to the mom, who is obviously mortified, struck with fear and panic, and rooted to her spot.
Yeah, he beats the shit out of her. He's like, "You weren't like, no, I'm joking."
Batman, being Batman, makes sure the child is secured, maybe throws the groceries in the back. Does Batman return the cart, or does he make the woman do it?
That's a good
Obviously,
question.
she's got a hard time, keeping tabs on her kid. So is he going to trust her to fucking get this one?
I think Batman returns the cart. I think he does it real quick and then does his little, grappling hook and goes to the top of Walmart and jumps building to building from there. Whole Foods, wherever they're at.
Yeah, it had to be a Whole Foods in Gotham, right?
Yeah. Yeah, because that's the whole point of Gotham. There's crazy money in Gotham. Nobody's spending it to help make it better. The Waynes were the only ones to do it, and the Court of Owls are just watching it happen, waiting for Apocalypse, waiting for the opportunity to press the button for Apocalypse. Not the character, the action of like literally burning the city to the ground. I just snorted there for a second, and like that was not intentional or okay, like really upsetting a little bit.
It's okay, buddy.
I was like, not the character, the actor, the burning of the city.
Yeah.
So fucking Jesus.
It's all right, man. You're embodying the role. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
You're
well,
finding your purpose.
Is that it? This is life.
You were really tickled.
I was. You know what would make me more tickled?
A feather.
Pot brownies.
Nobody's stopping you but you, buddy.
I want the experience. I want that moment again. I want, like, of us making it.
Hey,
no,
buddy, that's called chasing the dragon.
It is.
Don't fall down that rabbit hole.
I want the experience. Who was it? Just me and you? It was me. No. There was someone else there, right? There was. I thought it was. It wasn't just me, you, and someone else because I remember making the butter. And then it was the Oreo brownies.
Yeah, I don't think Jersey was still there at that point.
I don't think it was Jersey. I think it was like Joey.
don't think so.
Then it might have just been us.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was.
I remember going like, I don't think it's working. I'm not feeling anything. And I just started laughing,
Just started laughing.
which was really funny because it was like my body was like, nah, you come on, man, don't lie. That's the thing is I really didn't feel anything until that exact moment. It was wild. It was weird.
Isn't that wild?
It
It's
was-
like that.
It was like feeling complete for the first time. Like,
It's like that warning from Portal 2 when he's talking about how, part of the experiment might start like calcifying your brain, but don't think about it because that's what triggers the reaction.
oh Jesus Christ! Fucking get that out of my head.
Isn't that horrifying?
It is.
Hey, this terrible, awful thing might happen to you, but just don't think about it because that's what triggers it. You lost the game.
Yeah, already. I've lost the game, and now I'm gonna die a horrific death.
Yeah. I like that. What a great way to play the game. A life or death version of it. Just like hey, you know what? Right now, because I'm telling you to,
Yeah,
manually breathing. What up, Vomdrak? How's it going?
you don't get to say shit like that and like, come
Yeah,
back.
no. Think about
That is
about it.
no. Stop saying it because that's the thing. No, I don't want to because that's the.
Well, you're gonna have to because you're talking and all
Yeah,
that
but I'm
stuff is
not.
coming out. Now you
I
have to get back in.
hate what you're doing right now because I've been stuck in this moment. I've been stuck in this moment high, and I didn't like it then, and I don't like it now. Like, because then you're like,
Good, Vomdrak.
how long is this gonna last? How long am I gonna like have to think about breathing before I just do it on my own? Sometimes, sometimes you gotta let yourself. Sometimes you gotta let yourself almost like choke out.
Stop.
Yeah, for your body to be like, oh yeah, this is what we do.
You got to hit that factory reset button. You got to stick that finger all the way up your butt until you feel the click.
And that is called your prostate. Yeah.
Oh man.
What do you do? What do you
you'll figure
do?
it out.
What do you do if you're getting a prostate exam, and the doctor's like, "Whoa, don't move, buddy, don't move," and he's got like he puts like an arm like on your shoulder, and you're like,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. You're like, that's uncomfortable, and then the other one, he's like, hey, don't move. You feel that? You feel that, little bro? You feel that?
You make sure you get a lollipop afterwards, at least. Hopefully dinner, but at least a lollipop.
Don't move.
Fucking
Don't move.
rough.
Yeah. You're like. Because then he's pressing the factory reset button.
Yeah. And once you hear that click and you taste like the burnt pennies in the back of your nose, like that's when you know. All right, back to default.
Oh, I don't think so. I think you're just starting down a path at that point.
No. You've definitely reached the end.
Yep, either yeah. At that point, yeah. No, I get what you're saying. Yeah, that is the end. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's either that or a long road through therapy and hypnotherapy. Just take it all away, man.
Nah. Made me feel like a girl.
He might be a girl. So I got some fun news stories I want to bounce off you guys.
Lay it on us.
The first one, it didn't sound crazy at first to me, and then I just like really thought about it. And that's that there was a truck carrying 15 million honeybees traveling to, where were they going? They were being traveled
Where they were going.
traveled to pollinate blueberry fields, crashed on Interstate 95, which, just for you guys know, runs all the way up from New York all the way down to Florida.
Ah, shit. Now see, here's my issue with that.
Yeah,
And why that's a real problem.
yeah,
And I know that obviously, like, just the thought of like, oh god, there's bees everywhere after this horrible automotive accident is like nightmare fuel. But
Well-
European honeybees aren't indigenous to the U.S. That's an invasive species, and that's like releasing 50,000 house cats into fucking like a state park.
Yeah.
That's gonna fuck shit up.
Well, it was at first I was like, okay, so they're transporting bees. And I was like 50 million 15,
Small.
15 million bees. And
You know
then
how many my dad probably has in his house right now?
so much.
Like, at least 6.
You mean like
6 whole bees.
yeah, okay, that's what I thought you meant. And I was like, well, I mean, you're not wrong, but I hate your math.
Yeah, well, sorry.
But then I thought about,
Better.
say the accident happens, right? They're like, oh, the truck driver's all right.
Accident happens, right?
Yeah, you're okay. Yeah. And you're like, oh, okay, well, the truck driver's all right. And you're like, that's cool. But there were 2 other cars involved in the accident. And you're like, wonder what that was like. Like, you get out, you've been hit, you're concussed a little bit. You're like coming to, and you're like, oh, my head. And you're like, what is that sound? You just hear, and you're like, what the fuck is that? Yeah, and then like, your car's been like crumpled up a little bit. You see flames and you're like, "Oh god, I got to get out of here." Right? You open the door and all of a sudden it's a roar. And it's just like all of a sudden you're just engulfed by bees and start going into, anaphylactic shock right off the bat.
I mean, if you're allergic, that would happen. But if you're not allergic, it fucking hurt. You'd swell up a lot.
Anybody can go into anaphylactic shock with enough toxin. Anyone.
Well, yeah, as long as they have that allergic response to it, yeah.
15 million bees, there's enough there.
Not all 50 million bees are going to be able to sting somebody. There's only so much surface area available. The more likely damage that's going to be caused by being covered by that many bees is you're going to be cooked alive. When bees are defending their
that's what they do to
hives from,
hornets.
Hornets and stuff.
Yeah.
They just they dive bomb them and vibrate like crazy until they boil them from the inside out. That's what you have to worry about.
Oh man, so if you don't have a gun, stock up on vibrators and really just go at the intruder.
Yeah, 100%. I'll be there soon. Because 1, you don't have guns, and 2, I'm gonna giggle like shit.
Shit.
What you gonna do with that? Ooh.
My God, Jesus Christ. There's a reason why my image is the octopus.
Because you like them.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It's very true.
Is it because you feel like alien to everybody else that you've ever met? Because the octopus is the most genetically distant relative to any other creature on the planet. You know that, right?
Oh, I do.
They literally have an alien DNA structure to everything else on the planet.
My question is, what's smarter, do you think? An octopus, a chimp, or a dolphin?
I would argue probably the dolphin.
Because they hunt in packs and...
Well, one, they are a social creature, so they do obviously have some kind of language structure.
Sure.
But also because of their sonar and echolocation, they have a mind that's developed for like 3D mapping and imaging and stuff. So like they've got a very good like mechanical understanding of things. Not to say that chimps don't as well, but I think that because
dude, this year alone, chimps have been caught and filmed utilizing tools and recently medicinal herbs for cuts.
The orangutan that was using herbs
that
was
is
up and applying with only one particular finger, like and all that stuff. But so here's the thing
dude,
about that. Right?
That's crazy.
Well, you're familiar with the phrase monkey see, monkey do, right?
Yeah.
Monkeys are great mimics. They imitate things that they see, and they'll imitate each other, right? And it seems like it's a perceived like learning thing, but it's rote memorization. They're just doing something that they've seen be done, and if they're say they watched, a villager or something like that who does have knowledge of local herbs and medicines and stuff like that. Well, an animal is going to be more aptly equipped to be able to identify those kind of plants and those kind of materials.
This is how Planet of the Apes starts, right?
Did you watch Rise of the Planet of the Apes? That is not at all how it started. It was some fucking crazy lab experiment shit gone wild. It was fucking no. This is nature. This is nature. This is all that is. But yeah, basically, if they see somebody doing that, they would also do that. And if they have like a benefit from it, that's going to be like a happy accident, and they will be like, "Oh, okay, like I'm going to do this every time."
Fun fact.
All they did was copy it. They
I-
don't understand it.
Fun fact. I call wet dreams happy accidents. Go ahead.
They're basically doing like shamanistic, magic rituals that they think they've seen some other crazy monkey witch do.
Yeah.
That's all that is. But dolphins, I think, are again, because they do like organized, orchestrated like hunting that is specific to different social groups, like bubble netting, fish herding into shallow waters and stuff like that. I would give the intelligence game to dolphins over chimps. We don't really have a great means of interacting with octopodes in a way to try to understand their intelligence as completely as we do mammalian, subjects such as dolphins and chimps. But still keepers of like octopodes at Georgia Aquarium and stuff like that absolutely have evidence that octopodes can recognize and identify faces. They know people.
Yep.
And they do learn that kind of stuff. So
You,
there
you know they
absolutely
taste.
is
They taste with their suction cups
with their,
too.
Yeah, with their suction cups, absolutely.
Fucking wild.
Um,
Just like, did you
super-
know you can taste your nutsack can taste soy sauce?
I don't want to tell you how I know that, but yeah, I did know that.
Yeah. It's just like that. But go ahead.
But yeah, here's try to explain how different they are, right? We have 23 chromosome pairs, right? 46 total chromosomes in a dual helix, right?
24
Nucleic acid.
24 if you want super strength, but yeah, go ahead.
You don't get an extra pair. You just throw an extra one into a pair. Trisomy is where that happens, right?
Sure.
The octopus genome encodes 168 multi-exonic protocahedron genes. Nearly 3/4 of which are found in tandem clusters on the genome, a dramatic expansion relative to the 17 to 25 genes found in other similar creatures, right? But basically, come on.
Yeah. I'm going as hard, going as fast as I can.
But basically, the DNA structure of octopodes. Octopus is a Greek word. The plural of octopus shouldn't be octopi. It should be octopodes. Octopodes have a genetic structure that allows them to actually restructure and rewrite their genetic information based on their environmental conditions. They are xenomorphs.
Oof.
They literally change themselves based on their surroundings. So it stands to reason if they were like a transpermeated species that arrived on some massive rock that visited us from another system and maybe wiped out a bunch of dinosaurs, that they would have time to eventually figure out how to walk among us, and we'll see him at Old Innsmouth.
You'll see him what?
At Old Innsmouth?
The fuck?
Innsmouth is I'm sorry, I know you like to read, but apparently you've never gone too deep in the Lovecraftian stuff. Innsmouth is the New England town where people go out to like the reefs where the old gods have artifacts and shit hidden, and there's like these weird horrors of the abyss that are like half fish people and octopus heads, and it's all the Lovecraftian Cthulhu mythos shit.
Somebody fucked a fish is what I'm hearing.
Actually, yeah.
Oh God.
Actually, that happens a lot in Innsmouth. Because like people like give up part of their humanity for like stuff, and usually it's like fish and food and stuff like that. And it's honestly, if you've never read any of that stuff, there are like fuck. Let me find it on Spotify real quick, and I'll give you the name. But there's a guy that actually does like audiobooks reading this shit, and does a really good job with it.
Do.
I think if you do the nope, I can't find it anymore. Oh well, I used to listen to it for quite some time. Super prepared for that reference there.
Well,
the Call of Cthulhu Mystery Program. Yeah. I believe they read the books for you. And,
I like those. I like that.
Yeah. I mean, it's really good because most of them are actually like pretty short stories.
Yeah.
And they're just like spooky...
Well, they're poems, but yeah.
No. They're full on like books and stuff.
Oh, are they?
Like, yeah, you'll get actual like anthologies of stories together, and then you'll have like an actual like book that talks about like more stuff, because that was Lovecraft's like literary angle at the time, right? Part of why the Cthulhu mythos and all of that shit was like as big of a thing as it was, despite being so kind of like offbeat and not really mainstream,
Sure.
was that he was working with other authors creatively on these ideas. So multiple people were writing books that were fiction books, but they were based on true enough events that, if people read this book and then read that book, they'd be like, hey, wait a minute, these guys are talking about some of the same shit. Is this really happening down here? Because like there was big stuff down in New Orleans that they would talk about. There was stuff in New England that they would talk about. And basically these guys were kind of adapting the story to their own coastal regions, swamplands and stuff like that, doing black magic, cosmic horror shit. And they were using similar, words and names for stuff to make it seem like this was actually like some kind of secret cult that, might actually exist. And that was kind of what gripped the public with fear and kept them reading those stories back in the day.
Yeah.
It was a really brilliant fucking tactic, right? It's like early social media shit. It's super smart, honestly. And I think that's a tactic that should be utilized more in like video game making today, especially with the amount of indie developers that exist. If you could get a couple of indie developers to all kind of like gather around the same theme but give it their own flavor, but still have a few core key elements, like you could have a really awesome universe of games that draws a bunch of different kinds of players that all like the same story, because video games are just storytelling.
We've talked about this before with anime. If some of these creators would get together and have these anime people like ultimately fighting the same boss, the same
Everybody
final,
likes collaborations.
that would be kind of the tits.
In the spirit of crossovers, right? Motherfucking Arrowhead Studios, right? We don't hate Arrowhead. They're kind of the victim. By the way, anybody following the Helldivers drama, PlayStation still hasn't made Helldivers available to people without PlayStation Network. So there's still 179 countries where people have bought the game, can't get a refund for it, and still can't play it. So I haven't played it since. If you're looking for a similar game like that, where you're just like on a crazy fucking hunt for killing a bunch of bugs and getting missions done, go play Deep Rock Galactic. That being said, Arrowhead Studios has previously said that they're not against the idea of doing like crossovers, like IP crossovers. I think a great crossover for Helldivers would be Deep Rock Galactic. How cool would it be to be on a terminated mission and the ground starts rumbling and you go, oh fuck, here comes the bug breach, but instead you get 4 badass highly equipped dwarves coming out with guns and mining equipment that just start fucking dropping Bile Titans right beside you. Like, what a great option to have, not a random encounter for more danger, but oh hey, you're in a really hard fucking spot. Here's 4 dwarves that are screaming rock and stone and blowing up bugs right alongside you.
If
That
only.
could be a great concept.
I don't think they would ever. Yeah, see, but you already said it just then. Is like I don't think they would ever have something to make it easier. They would make it more challenging.
Well, sure, it would come with its own stuff, because the Deep Rock guys, they have their own bugs and stuff that are going to be following them out of the shit.
Yeah.
So it's you'd have like new enemy archetypes and movesets that come out. But it's still, they said that they'd be for it as long as it makes sense. And I think if you have a galactic mining company that is, like expanding their shit and comes into our galaxy, and the potential for the storytelling is there. If they really wanted to, they could make it happen. But because of the financial hit that they're going to be taking from people no longer supporting the fucking game or Sony at all,
well, they already positively review bombed the whole thing. They are
the people have been duped, but like as time goes on and people realize that, okay, we did this on good faith and you still haven't walked it back, the people will be pissed off again. And whether or not they go back and fix their reviews, they're not going to play the game anymore. I'm sure if I pull up SteamDB right now and I look at concurrent players for that shit, let's look at Helldivers 2. Yeah, the site connection's secure. Steam, what the fuck? You fucking piece of shit. Charts. What is this? Concurrent players? Is that Alright. So what? The game launched February 8th.
okay.
And it achieved a consistent peak of about 450,000 concurrent players for a few days by the end of February, right?
Okay.
And then slowly started to walk it off here. I'll pull this up here. So here you can see it, right? So here's the 450,000. And it starts to slowly walk it down. It looks like they're peaking for major orders. Everybody wants to make sure they get their major order stuff, they get their rewards and all that stuff. But already they're coming down, and by the time we get to the time of the announcement, this is when it starts to tank. Because we're on like 3 weeks now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is when the announcement hits that they're doing all this shit. It tanks, everything drops off, and now they're barely at the 100,000 concurrent player level.
Yeah, they shit the bed. They were like, what I don't understand.
25% of their player base.
Yeah.
A game that's supposed to be like you're perpetually working against the fucking live service.
And that's the thing.
Such an amazing live service game that you've made all the players not want to play anymore is absolutely embarrassing.
Well, I mean,
we're at 87,000 players right now.
They were in the news every day. Like every day they were like, Helldivers is doing this. Or maybe not every day, but every week. Everybody was talking about it. It was something going on all the time. And for them to do that and lose and go back to what that is like, yeah, that's wild.
Yep. Yeah, not great. Yeah, losing fucking 100,000 players all over the place.
That's crazy.
It is.
I've been looking a lot at that Gray Zone Warfare, though.
Are you now?
I am. It's gotten a lot of really good reviews, especially playing in PvE. So, like, walking up to a village and, like, taking out a bunch of NPCs and stuff. Yeah. It's looking pretty good. A lot of people are saying, like, they've had, like, some... they've actually seen, like, devs, like, when they've reported something, because it is, beta access, like, early game access. Like, they've seen people, like, devs do, like, live hotfixes, like, immediately off of stuff, which has been pretty crazy. I was reading some of the reviews the other day. And a lot of people are like bought the original pack and like are already purchasing the supporter pack.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, what's the cost on that game?
So, Gray
It's like a
Zone.
$45 game, right?
Yeah. So there's a few different packages. There's the regular package, just $34.99. There's a support edition upgrade, which is $65. Support edition upgrade, elite edition upgrade, which is $45. Tactical edition upgrade, which is $23, or elite edition upgrade, which is an additional $45. So, like, you can get like some super expensive stuff, but if you get it, you can always add on with the prices being the additional prices being $23, $45, or $65. And all that's going to do is going to give you more locker space and gear. Now, they are going to have server wipes to kind of reset. And when that happens, you get all the gear and stuff back that you, like all the special edition stuff, you get back. So if you've lost it, you get it back.
So a little bit of pay to win there. Okay.
No, it is. It is. But on the other side of that, you have Ghost of Tokarov, which to do the same thing at what they're doing, they're saying is at least $250. And it's something that they launched late into the game because it was all PvP. And it did so poorly that they had to back it out and try and rework it. But it's still going to cost you $250. And the people who spent the $250 to get that edition did not get their money back.
Yeah, you're never gonna catch me defending Escape from Tarkov on their bullshit.
Yeah, which blew my mind. Like, I was like, yo, dude, you have a lot of people playing your game. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Right, they've already got their bag. They don't
Yeah.
give a fuck.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this: would you pay 75 cents per megabyte for a game?
What type of game are we talking about here? Because if we're talking about something like Call of Duty, which is like 40 gigs, then no.
But you just does 75 cents per megabyte sound like a good value to you?
Not for a game that's 40 gigs. 60
Never.
gigs.
Are you familiar with Donkey, video game Donkey?
I have no idea what that is.
Bullshit, you've never heard of video game Donkey. He was like one of the like bigger names on like early internet streaming, social media, video game stuff.
Mm-mm.
Wow. All right, you're kind of a loser. Yo, what's going on, Caddy? We're just chatting. We're podcasting a bit. All right. So I'm sorry that you live under a rock, bro. But Video Game Donkey has used his time in the internet ecosphere, earning social media payouts and stuff like that. He has launched a publishing company. He is now a video game publisher. Because there aren't very many publishing houses out there that our, game developer friends and indie people feel are a good option. Because typically you go to a publisher, say, I don't know, like Sony PlayStation Interactive,
Sure.
and they want the IP, they want all the control over pricing, distribution, shit like that. And it's just not super, conducive to what the developer is actually trying to do, which is make a fun game that a lot of people can play. The reason that a developer seeks a publisher is to better distribute their game, make it, widely known so that more people want to buy it.
Mm.
Okay? So it doesn't seem like a lot of the big publishing houses are really that interested in what the developer are doing anymore. And we know that because every big publisher is trying to produce AAA titles, right?
Okay.
Do you know why a video game is referred to as a AAA video game?
Enlighten me.
Well, most people assume it's a quality rating, right?
Yeah.
It's not. The AAA rating is it's an investment grade for low risk, high yield investment opportunities. A AAA video game is literally a video game made for people to safely hedge their bets on and invest in. It is a game made for the investors,
Oof.
not for the players.
There's been a lot of those that have fucked up then over the last couple of years,
Right?
decade, bro. Holy hell!
That's the major disconnect, is because if you're making a game not with the player base in mind, is it going to be a good game that the players like to play, that they buy a lot of?
Nope.
No. They're going to go for the title because there's all this, hype and everything around it, and then they're going to play it and be like, what the fuck is this? This is dog shit. You want examples of AAA games?
Marvel's The Avengers was a AAA game.
Yeah, the Avengers. I don't know, any of the recent like Call of Duties, any EA game. If it's made by EA, it's a AAA title.
I think Aliens Colonel Marines was supposed to be, and that was one of the
Absolutely.
biggest flops of Sega history.
Yeah, so these AAA games are going to be coming out of like these big publishing houses. You're going to see them coming from EA. You're going to see them coming from
Ubisoft.
BioWare, all that shit. And what you usually have
Sega.
is the first one in that series is going to be like what brings people back, And now they're like, oh yeah, we've got a AAA game for you based on this, intellectual property
Yep.
that we've established that you guys like, and now you're gonna buy it and hate it and never play it again, and you're
Yep.
never gonna buy any of the other sequels that come after it because we've ruined your faith in us.
Yep.
And that's why the reason why these games are getting so bad is because the old guard in the gaming industry, the people that have been making and developing games for a really long time, are sick of it. They're not getting to make the games that they want to make. They're being told it has to be made a different way. It's being chock full of microtransactions and shit to nickel and dime players out of stuff. Like, that's why if you look at Helldivers actually has its own version of the game that's released in Japan. Do you know why? Because Japan has really tight restrictions on microtransactions in video games. The whole war bond thing works completely differently on the Japanese video game because you can't sell the currency to people so that they buy the war bond because that's
Wow.
predatory and dishonest.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess it
Like,
is.
it
Wild.
100% is.
Capitalism.
Right? So what you're seeing now is these developers and creators and artists that used to work for these, big publishing houses and these big developers and stuff, they're going independent. They don't want to do it anymore. Because the truth of the matter is, you can make a game in an open source engine that's completely free, like Godot or fucking Unity, if you still want to fucking get in that sticky icky mess. And you can go to Steam and say, hey Steam, I'd like to sell this game on your platform. And Steam's gonna say, all right, hey, give us $100 and you can be a developer and you can post games on Steam. And whenever you sell $1,000 worth of games, we'll give you that money back. And we're only gonna take 30%.
Wild.
Yeah, $100 cost of entry to be a game developer
$100.
on the biggest game sales platform currently available. That's all it takes. That's why Steam has been so successful, because Steam wants to put the. Actually, yeah, Caddy, I'm currently working on making some games right now. I have an express intent. I want to get into an upcoming game jam that'll be starting here in the next month or two in June or July. Poston and I, we actually come from an industry where we did work making and designing escape games, like physical interactive experiences for people to do. So we have a good working understanding on game design processes, actual world building, puzzle creation, and stuff like that. It's not something that we couldn't do, but using the tools to make it in a digital format is
Challenging.
just it's a skill to learn. Like anything is. But the core element of world building, game design, and shit like that, already have a firm understanding of. So it's something that I want to work towards. If I'm not happy with the games that I'm able to play, then I should be trying to make games that I do like to play. And
Right.
if it's a game that
Yeah.
I'd like to play, I will believe that other people will like to play it. And so that's something that I'm going to start working on. And I've been actually taking a course on Godot. There was an awesome package on Humble Bundle that it was like $25, and it's like a complete course from art asset generation to coding the shaders, GD script, getting all your stuff going. It gives you you have 2 course assignments. You got one to make a 2D game and one to make a 3D game and all this stuff. And when I have my free time, which is a good bit right now, I just sit and I go through those. I do those drills, those exercises, and stuff like that. And I'm really excited to see what I can start to creatively make with that. And one thing that has come up to really inspire me is this game that I was just talking about. 75 cents per megabyte sounds like a steep cost when you think of games that you download nowadays. Fortnite's like a 30 gig download. Call of Duty's like a 200 gig download.
Yeah.
Let me pull this game up for you here real quick. Come on, Steam. Where is? Oh, come on! I know I have a Steam. Here it is. There it is. This is.
I just saw that on Steam.
Yeah, so this is released May 9th, so what, just 2 days ago. The publisher is Big Mode. This is Video Game Donkey's publishing house now. He's trying to get games out there because he has He's a social media presence. He's a known commodity online, and he has the audience to be able to promote games. That is basically what your publisher is supposed to do. You can release it on Steam, and somebody else is going to promote it. The developer is Billy Basso. I don't know that he's done this completely independently. I'm sure he's got a team. I haven't looked at all the credits on this to really understand it. But this game right here, let's go ahead and let's maximize this for you a bit. Oh, hey, that looks like hot dog shit. Let's transform this, and we're gonna fit it to screen. Cool, that kind of works. And there's no sound or anything to this. I just want you to see this. This is basically your typical action platformer Metroidvania style game. And it is
Found a yo-yo.
ridiculously simple. But I watched some gameplay on it this morning, and this is a very, very well done game. This is the guy that created this actually built his own engine to run this game. So this is running on an engine that nobody has used for any kind of other game before. It has amazing physics interactions. It has great lighting. Everything has its own sound. Like everything that interacts with something else makes a unique sound, and it just makes the entire experience very immersive. Like look at the smoke physics.
Yeah, that was actually pretty good.
And like it has so many like just charming elements that are just small little attentions to detail throughout the entire thing.
Ooh, I don't like that.
The ostrich chasing the chameleon that you gotta fucking like. I'm telling you, like the stuff that you encounter in this game is just it's mind blowing. I was awestruck. I'm gonna be picking this up. I think I'm gonna be playing it on my Steam Deck because I've got the OLED screen. So I think all the dark colors and the blacks and everything will look really good on it.
Whoa!
And it's a controller game, right? Yep. The black. And as in, like, the total saturation of all colors or the complete absence of light is what I mean.
Sure.
Jesus.
Bless his name.
You can get it on PC, Steam Deck. I think they are also have it released for the Nintendo Switch currently. I don't know if it's available on other platforms. Let's see. Animal Well platforms. You can play it on the Nintendo Switch, you can play it on Steam or PS5. So those are your options if you want to pick up Animal Well. It's a $25 game. I say it's 75 cents per megabyte. It's a $25 game. It's a 33 megabyte game. And there's at least 10 hours of gameplay there. If you do everything, that's a pretty good value. For what you're getting, I think it's hey, there you go. Yeah, you should check it out. If you like Castlevania, if you like Metroid, if you like, action platformers, this is a great game with really cool puzzling, really beautiful art, like just animals everywhere. And animals are dicks, apparently. You don't really like them when you encounter them.
This is so
but
cool.
having watched this game for a little while, I'm going to pick it up. I'm going to be playing it. It looks like a hell of a lot of fun. And this is a great opportunity for anybody that's like thinking, can I do this? Yeah, you could absolutely do this. This is not a large game. This is not a large project, but it had a lot of love and thought put into it, and that's really what makes a game more memorable, is how thoughtful it is, how much sense it makes, how enjoyable it is to actually spend your time playing, and I think this is one of those. So yeah, it's definitely a huge inspirational point for me to be like, yeah, I'd want to get into that. I want to do a little bit more game making, especially if I could sell it. So here's the thing, right? Let me pull the Steam page back up because I like doing this kind of stuff. The game's $25. It's currently on sale. It's 10% off, and it's going to be 10% off for another almost 12 days, right? So he's making $22.50 per sale. And I'm currently looking at overwhelmingly positive reviews, 2,500 reviews there. And we know that not everybody that plays a game reviews it. Maybe about 5% of players actually review their games. So we can assume that there's 50,000 sales of this game right here. And 50,000 times 22.50. This dude's already made $1.1 million
Fuck.
off of this game. Steam takes 30%, so he's made 750 grand
Jesus.
USD in 2 days.
Oof.
So if you
It's like
ever
fucking
needed
Kim Kardashian's OnlyFans right there.
if you ever needed a reason to think, why don't I give it a shot? There are so many like free ways to get started on doing something just like that. Yeah, you need to start making games.
God bless.
100%. If you enjoy games, if you like playing games, I guarantee you it's a lot more fun to make a game for yourself. I can say that wholeheartedly from 100% experience. Like designing stuff that I'm going to watch other people try to play and interact with and like do better than I could do or do in new ways that I never thought of
Yeah.
is exciting as shit.
Yeah.
Like it's super rewarding, you know? It's like watching your kid grow up and fucking hit a home run. It's amazing. So yeah, totally get out there and do stuff. I think I've had like a creative fire lit inside of me, and I want to do more making. I've got tools, I've got space, I've got everything I need to do this stuff, but I've historically always lacked time. Now I've got more time, but I've just not been in a great headspace. I haven't had the motivation, I haven't had the want or the desire. But I'm pulling myself out of that, I think. So I'm gonna really fucking go for it. And why not just document the process, share it with everybody, and see where it goes, right?
Sounds like a plan, man.
It's kind of a plan. It's just a loose idea, but yeah, it's kind of a plan. Might even download this and play this today.
I was thinking
Why
this.
not?
I was thinking the same thing about Gray Zone.
Yeah, there you go. Why not, right?
Why not?
After all, why shouldn't I? Ooh, there's also Little Kitty in the Big City, which is basically Stray but more cartoony and fun instead of like deep and serious. That looks fun if you like a game where you're gonna be a cat. I think games like that should be explored more. Games where you're not a human.
Why particularly that?
Because being a human sucks, and that's all we ever do.
Okay. I mean, I can't
Why not?
argue with that logic.
Why not enjoy being a cat, where you could just like pull your claws out and have like insane grip on like rough, porous surfaces? I can climb a tree. I can climb rough concrete. Like I can climb fabrics and curtains and shit. You can do that shit as a cat. You can't do that as a human. Fuck that.
You could do
Not
it as
easily, not
you
the
could
same
do it
way.
as you could do it as Spider-Man or Wolverine or Nightcrawler.
Okay, but you're still a fucking human, and nobody likes those
You're
people.
you're a mutant. You're not a
Spider-Man
human.
has no friends.
You're not a muggle.
Yeah, but nobody likes the mutants. People hate mutants. Like
Some people, yeah. I mean, that's what happens
Yeah.
at Genosha. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just saying. I
I
think.
know Cyrus. Yeah.
Imagine a game, right, where you don't actually run, or walk, or jump.
You gallop
No,
majestically. Oh.
imagine a 3D sandbox game where you're a snake.
I'm a snake.
I'm a snake.
I'm a snake.
Imagine though, like the. Imagine having to control a character.
You have no idea how many times you said imagine, and I wanted to follow up with dragons, but go ahead.
I will. Imagine you have a character who, to control on your platforming levels, you have a mostly limp sandbag for your physics engine. And
Okay.
you have to keep it counterbalanced the entire time while you try to stretch and reach new platforms, wrapping yourself around things to be able to climb them and do stuff like that. You can have the same action platforming experience that you've always had, but with such an alien control scheme that makes the concept seem fresh and exciting. Um, we kind of need to explore more experimental main characters and perspectives as we go through gaming, I think, because we really limit ourselves when we just try to. We're always trying to play a role playing game, but the role play that we do is a person doing something. Being a person sucks. I'd rather
Yeah.
be a brave little toaster.
Uh,
You know what I mean? Let me fucking load up on some bread, superheat that shit to like, scorching temperatures and launch it at people. Let me slather it up with butter so it sticks to do damage over time. Thank you, Athena. Welcome to my office.
welcome.
No one's in trouble yet. But yeah, I think, this guy's got a fork. You got to get him to stab you in the slot, and that's how you beat him. Like playing something that's not a human opens up more doors to creativity in how you actually approach a game. I'll be coming to a political office near you, Athena. Whether you like it or not, it's a dictatorship now. So
Yikes.
I'm a benevolent dictator. I'm not a tyrant. I want the best for me and everybody that agrees with me.
I'm not a raper. I meant about the fight.
This crazy look in his eye.
He said, "Let's get it on."
Let's get it on.
I meant about the fight. I'm not a raper. I'm about the fight.
Just awful. Just awful.
Drag
But yeah,
my-
I think in the spirit of my creativity, I want to. Halloween's coming up, and I haven't really done anything for Halloween since I've worked for 13th Floor. I don't think, because even when I went up and I built Eloise Asylum, I didn't.
That was
stay through the season.
That was launched on Halloween, wasn't it?
It wasn't launched on Halloween. It launched, at the end of September. But one of the last areas that I was able to light when I went through there was the old boiler room, which through the process of the abatement, which was them removing all of the asbestos and fucking mold and shit that was throughout the building, I don't think they actually did that room. I got so fucking sick working in that room.
Yeah, it's not good.
Like, dude, like I was not well. I thought I was dying. I really was. Like, the shit that I was able to cough out was pure black. It was not coming out easily. Like, even just thinking about it's kind of like choking me up in my throat because I just remember like the grit and how it all is just awful and how it felt. And if I get mesotheliated someday, I'm 100% gonna go sue some motherfuckers.
Suing the pants
100%.
off of them.
Yep, 100%. I know the motherfucker I'm going after too. John Hambrick, I'm coming for you, motherfucker. You
Wow.
fucking piece of shit crackhead. Calling you out, bitch.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, look him up. He's a fucking crackhead. He's a crook. He's a fucking piece of shit. His name's John Hambrick. He weighs about 600 fucking pounds. He's a ginger. You can't fucking trust him. I'll put him on blast any goddamn day of the week. I'm usually pretty respectful for anybody that I've worked with. Even the guy that was the CEO of a company that was sexually assaulting the girls that he was inviting to his work parties, I won't name him. I won't name him, even though he did some awful, inhumane shit, like trying to deny me water after a full fucking 14-day working for that asshole at Comic-Con. Nah, I'm not gonna put him on blast like that. I got respect for that dude, which is wild, right?
That
I have
is
respect for that individual.
I was gonna say that is wild.
But I've seen him not be that, right? I've seen him not be that piece of shit. Everybody's, capable of making mistakes. And even when that dude did that heinous shit to me, he came back to me later and he was like, I don't know why I did that. But I think it left him like really embarrassed and unable to kind of like confront me like in earnest beyond that, because he knew that like he had done shit to me. And I outplayed the fuck out of the dude on it, honestly. I kind of clowned on him a little bit. And I think that might be why he didn't want to keep me around. But nevertheless, John Hambrick's fucking scum of the earth. Absolute scum of the earth. He's a fucking crackhead that'll steal and lie. Like how does somebody issue a check from a title company and have that check bounce?
I'm not good with. You're not good with finances, is what that means.
Here's the thing, right? Any title company issuing a check is issuing a cashier's check. That is a check that is paid in advance. How do you bounce a check that's paid in advance? Unless you fraudulently issue that shit.
Well, there is that, I guess. Yeah.
So yeah, if you ever find yourself in a situation where you're gonna engage with a big business deal with an individual named John Hambrick, based out of fucking Michigan.
Every time you say that, I keep thinking of John Hammond, and I imagine like the mosquito inlay on the cane and everything with the full white linen suit and hat.
No, just think of the word hambrick. Think of a brick of pig ass, and that is exactly what this dude looks like.
That's not usually what I think of when I hear brick, especially down here in Miami.
I'm just saying. A brick of ham.
I
Looks like Karl Rove.
I was gonna say
ginger.
He got me like hungry now. He's talking about a brick of ham. I was like, man, I could actually tear that up, throw it on the grill, you know.
Canned ham.
Hey man, corned beef hash.
A text from a viewer who chooses to remain anonymous in chat says, "How about a game where you are a horse with a huge penis and you can take a shit anytime, any place, kicking the shit out of people?"
Yep.
So there's actually a game like this already, and it's called Goat Simulator.
Yeah, that is a thing. But I also see why you wanted to remain anonymous. Jesus Christ.
Goat Simulator is basically that game, and you're just a goat causing chaos. Basically, you do whatever the fuck you want because you're a goat.
What does the penis have to do with it? I get the shitting wherever you want because it's funny because you're like, haha, shit joke. Like you're just like running and you just see it dragging between the legs, like.
Yeah, I think it's a matter of authority, right?
Oh, okay.
When you let your dick swing like that, I mean, who's gonna come up to you and be like, sir, can you? No, they're gonna be like, my God, look at that. Have you even seen it?
Sir, we just cleaned these floors. Can you?
Sir, this is a dentist office. What are you doing here?
Yeah. We're also saying, sir, this is supposed to be a horse, so.
Yeah, you see a horse hung like that, you're calling him sir. There's no doubt.
No, I'm not Mr. Hands. I'm not going up to a horse with a big dick in the first place.
Why not? You scared?
I'm not scared.
What are you telling me you're gonna choose the bear?
Jesus Christ, that whole thing is just wild. You know, one of the greatest retorts I've seen, or comments, I guess, back from the whole women choose the bear because they feel safer in the woods with a bear than a man, is like, oh, so you see why I don't want gender neutral bathrooms for my daughter then.
Which is, again, every logical argument that anybody makes has a counter argument. Right?
It's like, oh shit.
That's why everything's incredibly too nuanced to say, oh yeah, you just do this. No, there's always a reason why you shouldn't. Because if you just do it, then we would have been doing it that way already, right?
Yeah. Well, it's 2024, man. Like, there's a lot of stuff that happens nowadays that you're like, why are we?
Yeah, it's 2024.
Why are we doing
calendar,
this?
But the recorded history of China and Asia goes way back farther than our shit.
You said China wrong.
China.
There it is.
Yeah. But I'm just saying that there are cultures that have recorded histories that go way back further than our fucking, Christianity-based Gregorian calendar that we've forced onto the rest of the world through the fucking Holy Roman Empire. Like, they have separate bathrooms over there. Did you know that? I wonder why.
Yeah. It's probably for all mankind. All of mankind.
Humankind. Man is short for human, and the word mankind.
Phew, man, you know what I mean.
Whoa, man, relax.
Just talking about some butter, baby. Flip me over.
Shit. But yeah, I think
all the time.
People should be able to poop when they need to poop.
I don't really get that option. My body is just like, hey, you want to shit? No?
I've
Well,
used
too
the
bad.
ladies' room at a gas station before because I saw what the men's room looked like.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, that's,
100%.
yeah,
100%.
I've done that.
Yeah.
I've also been the reason why the men's room has looked like that, although I cleaned up after myself, but I put it into such a state at one point.
I mean, obviously, me too.
Yeah. Hashtag.
Maybe not so
yeah.
much on the latter part of that, but
Oh, you didn't clean up? You're just like, I put it in the state, and I was like, fuck this shit.
Oh god, this is.
That is
out of here before somebody knows that was me.
That is a mess. Oh my god.
Well, if you've ever been to a Buc-ee's, you know it's not your responsibility anyways.
Yeah, it's their pleasure.
They have somebody waiting right outside the door, listening for when you're wiping.
Yeah.
Like, ready up.
Making 20.
Is he? Oh, I heard a splash. Ah, yes.
Making $20-something an hour, eating all the fucking beef jerky they want all day.
Oh, what a gig, honestly. Have you ever heard of what the management contracts are like for Buc-ee's?
It's over 100,000.
Yeah, but do you know the terms of the contract?
No, what are their terms? Their boss gets to spit in their mouth once a month?
You have to work at least 4 years, and if you quit or get terminated before that 4 years is up, you have to repay a percentage of your salary.
Bullshit. Are you serious?
100%. Yeah.
Wow. But not if you get fired.
No, if you get fired.
No, it doesn't work like that, right? Because like I've like I've worked at companies before where like I've done like a move, like actually here, I got my company paid for me to move to Florida. If
it would depend on the terms of your termination, right? If you get fired for stealing.
Oh, well, yeah.
But yeah, you can still you can get terminated and still have to pay that shit back. Like, it is the worst kind of fucking contract.
Oh, fucking.
You right there?
No, I'm not. Do you see my dog?
Did she jump up on you?
She just, my camera kept having, oh fuck, my heart. My camera kept putting like something blurry behind my back, and I was like, yo, what is that about? And I turned around, and my dog is just standing there, and I was like, fucking Batman. Hi, bear. Hi, baby. Oh my god. It scared her too. She was like, oh shit. That scared, dude. I almost pooped a little. That was not a little. I almost pooped a lot. That was scary.
Half-ass nothing. Do it all right.
Yeah, whole ass that whole thing. Oh my god.
Do I even have my fucking PlayStation controller in here?
She just wanted some attention.
Well, she is a sweet little lady, isn't she?
She is. She's the sweetest.
She is.
What a good girl. Well, on that, because I know you're looking to do some stuff. Do we wanna wrap it up?
I mean, totally we can. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm waiting on. Right? You need to share the screen though for the audio.
Yeah, I know. Let me just get this pulled up then. Whoops.
Shit! I get so hyped when I hear that.
I should probably bookmark this or something so I can get to it even faster.
Probably.
Or at least have it.
Considering
we're getting into this.
Yeah, considering it's our thing, right around the hour and a half to 2 hour mark.
It's okay though. I mean, what's the rush? People like hanging out and saying nice things to us and.
Oh, there's no rush. No.
Being general cuties.
Oh, you old bunch of cuties.
I continue to scroll and scroll and scroll until I find near my God to thee live in Amsterdam. Because this is the best.
It's the best.
I need to come to where? How do I lose my fucking shit? I gotta better organize my stuff. I think. Man, I don't want.
Oh man.
I don't want this anymore.
I don't want to play this anymore.
I don't want this anymore. I gotta come over. Where's my screen where I can share this it to you?
It's at the. It's on.
I think I. Yeah, but I think I moved off of it.
Yeah, you just go back and then click the share your screen.
Yeah, but like
Bottom left.
I don't have that tab up. Is what I'm trying to explain to you. That
I see. I see. I see.
so that I can do this. Yeah. And hang on, I think from here, right? If I did, fuck it. We're just gonna roll it live.
It's so loud. It's so loud.
Is that better for you?
Oh my god, dude! You were like talking, and I could see your mouth moving.
Yeah.
Oh fuck!
That's how you know I'm. That's how you know I'm doing it.
Thanks so much, guys. It's not the end of the world. It's just the end of this podcast. Appreciate you guys coming and hanging out. This song should make you feel better about the end. Here's to y'all.